Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Um, yeah, um, um, so I'm recovering from what happened, at Summerslam, which I just finished watching, and I'm recovering. I'm still in shock with what just happened. Yeah, I'm just gonna be going over the event and going over each match and who won and what my thoughts were. So, so it started with Logan Paul and Ricochet. I thought it was a good match. Um, yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought it was a fun match. Um, it ended with Ricochet trying to go for the 630, but they missed, and then some random person uh, came to Logan Paul and gave him brass knucks, and he used the brass knucks to knock out Ricochet to get the win, and that's how he won. Um, I expected Logan Paul to win, and I should have known that he was gonna cheat. So yeah. But anyway, but the but I'm still trying to figure out on who that dude was. Like I'm assuming it's someone who's friends with Logan. I'm assuming, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on. The next match was Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. This match was really good. This was definitely the best match. That definitely. It was definitely Cody took a lot of punishment, and I mean a lot of punishment, and he just fought back, and then he was able to pin Brock after hitting him with three crossroads. I'm happy with the. I'm definitely happy with the results for Cody winning and giving momentum, and then we had a moment. Brock Lesnar taking off his gloves, and then he shook hands with Cody, and they hugged, and then he was raising his hand. I was like, Brock has never done this. So yeah, that was a moment. That was a moment, and I loved it. So yeah, let's move on. So the next match was the 25-man Slim Jim Summerslam Battle Royal, and the last um as I mentioned in my predictions video, I didn't have any expectations for it, all for it. So it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty star-studded um, battle royal. It had a lot of many great talents. So yeah, I enjoyed the battle royal. Um, but it ended with the last two being LA Knight and Sheamus, and then LA Knight ended up eliminating Sheamus to get the win. Um, to be honest, for the battle royal, I mean, I didn't care. I didn't care for it. I probably would have cared for it more if maybe like one would get a future title shot for a championship of the choice, like. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so let's move on. So the next match was the MMA rules match: Shayna Baszler versus Ronda Rousey. I liked the match. I know the crowd was pretty quiet during that match. During the match, but I liked the match. And the reason why I liked it is because since it was an MMA rules match, it was different. It was a unique kind of match. Like, and it was, and the ways to win was different. Either make your opponent tap out, or just knock them out, or make them pass out. So yeah, and to be honest, they went out with the punches and the kicks and the knees. They were hard hitting, both Ronda and Shayna. But yeah, the match ended with Shayna having Ronda in her submission finisher, um, and she made Ronda pass out, and that's how she won. So yeah, I'm glad with the result. Oh yeah, I'm happy with the result, and also by the way, for the previous match, I'm happy with the result as well of LA Knight winning. So the next match was Gunther versus Drew McIntyre. Um, for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It was what I expected to be. A hard hitting match, and a really good, fun match. It was really fun. Um, but yeah, I kind of thought this guy Drew win because it was gonna be his first pay per view match ever since returning at Money in the Bank. So I thought they were gonna have a win, but they didn't know they had good to retain, which I'm not mad about. But yeah, it's like, what's next for Drew? Like, is he gonna try to go after Gunther again, or like, what's next for Drew? And also, what's the next for Gunther? Like, who's gonna be his next opponent? But yeah, Gunther won after hitting a second splash and then a vicious clothesline, and then hitting him with a second powerbomb to get the win. So yeah, again, overall, I liked the match. It was really good, hard hitting and fun. So let's move on. So the next match was Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. It was a really good match, as expected. Like, I would expect them to have a good match, because they always do have a good match. Like, no matter whether it's a Raw or a pay per view, or whether it's a championship match or not, they always have a good match. So, yeah. The match ended with Damian Priest trying to help Finn win the match and win the belt by sliding the briefcase in the ring and distracting the ref. But as Finn was crawling to the briefcase, Seth hit him with a curb stomp onto the briefcase, which I'm like, why was you crawling to the briefcase? They're like, why couldn't you just run and grab it? But okay. But anyway, but yeah, that's how Seth retained. And then the look on Damien's face, he looked over it. He did not look impressed. He did not look impressed by either Seth or Finn, and Finn looked angry at Damien. So yeah, you can definitely see that Judgment Day is starting to split, or at least like Damian Priest is probably gonna start going his separate ways from Judgment Day. As that Finn is gonna be blaming Damien for him losing the match and not winning the championship. I don't think he's gonna blame Rhea or Dominic. He's mainly gonna blame Damien. But yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next match. So the next match was Bianca Belair versus Asuka and Charlotte versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship. Again, what I expected. It was a good match. It was a really good match. I was shocked with the ending though. Like Charlotte Flair had Bianca in for the figure 8, and I was on the edge of my seat because I'm gonna be honest, I did not want Charlotte to win. So I was like, come on, Asuka, come on, and then Asuka comes and missed Charlotte in the face, and then I'm literally thinking, oh, Asuka's gonna retain. So Asuka goes for a kick to Bianca's head. Bianca ducked, pins, does an inside cradle onto Asuka and gets the pinfall and wins the championship. When I tell you, my jaw dropped when I heard 3 and Asuka's shoulders were down. I did not expect it. I did not expect Bianca to win. I thought Asuka was going to retain. I expected Asuka to retain. I didn't think they was going to have Asuka lose at SummerSlam. I thought they was going to give Asuka a longer reign. But yeah, overall, it's a really good match. I feel like everyone shined. I liked the whole story of Bianca's knee, being hurt, but she still came back and still finished the match and won the belt too. But yeah, that was definitely a few times in the match where I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh. But yeah, Bianca won, which again I did not expect. But then comes Io Sky with Bayley, and both of them attack Charlotte and Asuka, and then Bianca with the briefcase, and then Io tells the referee that she's cashing in. So she cashes in, and then she hits Bianca with the moonsault, and she got the 1, 2, 3, and now Io Sky is the new W Women's Championship. The W Women's Champion. That I love that for Io. I feel like Io deserves it. Like she has done so much for WWE ever since NXT. She has done so much, and I'm so happy for her. And then it was nice seeing Dakota Kai show up and like and like giving her hugs and celebrating with her along with Bailey. So those turns of events was surprising, exciting. I loved it. But I feel like next, I feel like they're gonna have Bianca and Charlotte feud, and they're gonna have Asuka and Io feud, which I would not mind. To be honest, I would live for it. Actually, I would live for it. But let's move on to the main event, which was Roman versus Jey Uso, tribal combat for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and recognition of Tribal Chief. This was I'm still recovering from what happened in that match. I'm still recovering. It was a good match. It's what I expected from a Roman match. Like be like at a slower pace, slower and methodical pace until like when Roman is in control, until like Jey Uso gets in control, gains momentum, and things start coming at a like starts to speed up at the pace. But yeah, it was a really good match. I enjoyed it. What I'm still recovering from is the shock at the end. So after Jay splashes Solo through the table, he spears Roman in the ring and then hits Roman with the Uso splash. And I was literally thinking that they were gonna have Jay win. And all of a sudden, Jay gets pulled out of the ring, and then come to find out, it was Jimmy, his own twin brother, which was shocking. I was shocked. I was like, what? Then he super kicked Jimmy. Not Jimmy. Then he super kicked Jay, threw him back in the ring, and then Roman speared him through the table to get the 1, 2, 3 to defend. To retain the championship and his position as Tribal Chief. Now, that twist of Jimmy costing Jay the match, it did shock me. I'll give him that. But it was like, but really though? But it's like, why? Like, what's the reason though? Because it's like Jimmy's the one who started this whole thing when he super kicked Roman at Night of Champions. Like when he kicked him twice, and then convinced Jay to. Well, not convinced, but Jay ended up joining him and ended up siding with his brother, and then both of them beat Roman and Solo at Money in the Bank last pay-per-view, only for Jimmy to cost his own brother the championship. It's like, I need to know the reason why, because it doesn't make sense. And to be honest, that just left. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of really irritated me, because it was like, really? You're like, really? Like, So, yeah. it was just like, why? For what though? It not only did it shock me, but it did irritate me. Especially since it's like, okay, is this gonna be a never-ending thing with the Bloodline story? Especially with Solo thinking that Roman speared him on purpose. All I wonder if Roman speared him on purpose. So it's like, it seems like this is like a never-ending storyline with the Bloodline. Which, not gonna lie, I don't mind. Like, I do love the story of the Bloodline, but to be honest, it can go on for so long before it gets old. And to be honest, for me, it's starting to get old. Like, I want something new, I want something fresh. Like, I'm kind of tired of the whole Bloodline story. If I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna be 100% real, I'm kind of over it. It's starting to get old. But yeah, I went on to a little tangent. But yeah, no, most likely Jay's gonna confront Jimmy and be like, "Why you do this? Why did you do this on on SmackDown. So yeah, and then if Roman does show up on SmackDown, if Roman is gonna be on SmackDown, he's gonna be talking and gloating and yeah. Um, but yeah, that's all for this video. Overall, I definitely enjoyed the pay per view. There was no bad match, and like there aren't really matches that I would skip. Like even the battle royal, I wouldn't even skip it because I still enjoyed it to a certain degree. Um, so yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.